successful, bro, I guarantee I'm gonna tell people. This is probably 10 grand.
Wow.
Whatever you think about.
There's a fire station right behind his house. I'm 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗏. I'm the how to buy mansion guy. I critique mansions. I buy mansions for my clients. Let's get the show started.
My money, you're wrong.
Don't turn that off.
This is irreplaceable real estate right here that I'm sitting on.
These views are just unbelievable. Hey everyone, this week we're coming to you from Malibu, California. This is Cardone Beach, also known as Billionaires Beach.
All right, we're going to talk extensively about this beach. It's been branded Billionaires Beach. I rate it like not a top beach at all. Whenever there's branding involved, we're going to dig really deep into this. But just know that it's not the best beach, and the name is misleading.
And the house right behind me is owned by Grant Cardone. Now, in case you don't know who he is, he's a real estate investor, entrepreneur, motivational speaker, content creator, father, you name it, Grant does it. And in today's episode, we're gonna be touring his house, hearing his thoughts, and now, let's begin our tour. So we're gonna start our tour here at the front door, but it's actually—
Wait a minute. House is not ready. Okay, so they've kind of framed it out. Maybe they're putting a wall, creating a little foyer separation. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but this is not a good start.
Under construction right now because Grant is about to wrap up this place. In fact, he's here.
Brother, great to see you, man.
Thank you so much for having us here.
You in Monaco one day, Malibu the next.
We try our best. We travel all around the world. First of all, thank you so much for having us here. I know you haven't really shown this house to anybody.
No, you're the first one, bro.
I couldn't even find a couple photos of it. Like, I was like, oh, let me look at the photos, see if I can find the living room or like the kitchen. Nothing. There's no photos. You haven't posted a single video. So thank you so much.
Well, hey, I know you're going to do great things with it. A lot of people see it, love what you're doing on your channel. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So welcome to Malibu. Welcome to 10X.
10X Malibu house.
And by the way, forgive me for the view. The views here suck, okay? So this has been enclosed for, I don't know, this project's going on now 5 weeks for this front door to give me a little more security here. I'll tell you the story. I shot a show called Undercover Billionaire. And it was exhausting, dude. 90 days during COVID, and I was beat up, and we rented a house 3 houses down. I didn't know about this house.
Okay.
It was not on the market, and I was exhausted, man. I came here with my wife, the kids. The first morning, I woke up, took a little walk down the beach, saw this house from the exterior. I told my wife, I says, we need to buy this house.
This is super important, guys. This is exactly how the biggest mistakes in residential real estate happen. When people from out of town move in, they're clueless about locations. They solely rely on real estate agents to tell them everything, and they haven't done their due diligence. And I can tell you, coming from the beach side, he did not probably notice the fire department on the other side right away. And he fell in love with the property. And then he started figuring out after he moved in or in escrow that there's a lot of other issues with this house that he didn't know about. We'll dig deeper into it.
Like it just like—
It immediately got you.
Immediately got me. Like it just pulled me like art. Art really picks you. And property picks me. And it tells me, hey, you need to buy this place. So I called my buddy up. I said, hey, you know, is this listed? He's like, no, it's not on the market. And he's like, the guy's impossible to deal with.
This is the second problem. You're new to the city, so you don't know the market. And then you're trying to purchase the off-market property where there's not any clarity about pricing. You see, when a property comes on the market, it becomes really clear where this is the price they're asking. This is how much the market has reacted to it, like how many days it's been on the market and it hasn't sold. That's data. But when a property is off market, they could pitch the property to you at one price or to another person at another price, depending on their net worth, right? There's not enough clarity. You really need to be with someone who really understands the market to move forward in off-market situations, because there's no clarity on the matter.
Do you mind telling who was the friend that you called to make is it real estate agent?
Brandon Williams.
Our friend Brandon Williams, one of the most notorious real estate agents in Los Angeles.
I get a call, Grant Cardone. That means business. That means there's a deal on the line. He said, what about this house on Carbon? The end house, 150 feet.
So I know Brandon really well. We've never done a deal together, but we've come close to doing deals with each other. One thing for sure, this is exactly him. He's not like turning it up for the camera or any of that. He's really like this. This is him, and he's always got this level of energy when he presents stuff and even talks to you. So he's like a full action, very hand movement and energy. So you get what you see over here if you ever meet him in person.
Infinity pool, I knew exactly what it was. It's a Russian oligarch who owns the house. I said, Grant, it's impossible. The guy does not want to sell. He wants $80 million. He said, let's get me into the house. I got him into the house. He started at $30 million. I said, Grant, do you want to have me killed? You want like $30 million? And we squeezed him, and doing a deal with Grant Cardone is like a vice grip. You just squeeze and squeeze. And guess what? We got it for $40 million. We won the Cold War.
We're going to talk about how much, if they got a good deal or not, and if it was worth $40 million, because they had to do a lot of work to it. It doesn't seem like it was completely finished, and they've spent a lot of money on it so far to make it their own. So we'll talk about valuations later.
It was the Russians against the Americans. We did it. We stole the house.
While the fire department is in the background.
It's got a 75-foot pool, which there's 3 pools on all of Carbon Beach.
He's right about that. I think there's more than 3 pools on Carbon Beach, but it's a big selling point. Most of these properties don't have a swimming pool. Now, the swimming pool pretty much takes all the terrace. I'm not so crazy about its positioning. I think it would have been better on the long side, or at least you would have had some part of it, because I don't think you would be doing laps over here. But yeah, it's definitely a selling point that it has a swimming pool. It's a positive.
I mean,
Beach
everything,
access, the whole 9 yards.
dude, everything. Like everything you want in a house. It's big. It's 7 bedrooms, 10,000 square feet. It's it's got a lot of space for families to come to. We put this marble up here, big TVs everywhere. I'm starting to add art to the walls.
Yeah. No, it looks great. And obviously, I see some sliding glass doors.
Yeah.
You
we
changed the
popped
hardwood floors.
We popped out all these windows. This
corner glass.
Yeah.
See, to me, swimming pool on this side would have made a lot more sense. Didn't need to go really, really big swimming pool. I think having a large deck for entertainment would have been a little bit better. But overall, the fact that you have a pool is awesome.
These are 3-piece glass sliders that slide with a finger. Phenomenal.
And I know you just brushed through it, but we can literally hear the ocean.
Oh, you can,
It's insane.
Bro, you cannot not hear the ocean here.
See, did you hear what he said? This is a super important piece. If you're buying an oceanfront property on a beach that doesn't really have a beach, because you will hear him explain that a lot of times water comes under his property. The noise of the waves hitting your property is constant. The waves don't stop, the 24/7, you're gonna hear that. And it's not as a relaxing experience as you would think it is. After a while, it could get very annoying, and it could get in your head where it's not giving you that tranquil, quiet space. And it doesn't really help the fact that on the other side of the property is the PCH, the main road, the main artery in Malibu. So we're gonna talk about location stuff later, but again, I don't value and I don't rate Carbon Beach or Billionaires Beach highly at all. There's at least 3-4 other beaches I would pick over this beach.
You're not shy or quiet about your success when it comes to some of the assets you own,
Yeah.
when it comes to your vacations. And I
Yeah.
feel like it has become part of your branding. You're very honest about it. You say it how it is. You don't really hold any of your thoughts.
Yeah.
Why you take that stance? Because a lot of people in your position would stay a little bit more quiet. They wouldn't.
Well,
they would
that-
almost
that-
hide some of the things
They
that they do.
They do hide. That's why I do it, because I promised myself. Look, my dad died when I was 10. All I wanted when I was 10 was for somebody to show me the way. It's all I wanted. I didn't I just wanted my dad. I wanted my dad because I love my dad, and I wanted my dad to show me the way. I was 10 years old. My mom couldn't show me the way that he could. My uncles, I said, okay, maybe one of my uncles is going to step up. They didn't step up. I went to school, and I'm like, maybe the teacher's going to show me. Maybe the coach of the football team's going to show me. Nobody took time, man. And I told my mom when I was 16 years old, I said, one day I'm going to become super successful, and when I do, I'm going to show people. My neighbor, the neighbor that had made it, he was the successful guy in town. He wouldn't let me in his house, bro. He wouldn't. How do you run a checking account? How do you run a business? Nobody would show me anything. And the more successful they got, the more clothes they seemed to get. And you see that.
Now, this might surprise you. I have a soft spot for Grant Cardone. I read his book, the 10X book, his main book, maybe 7-8 years ago when I was, wanted to scale my residential real estate brokerage business. and it significantly affected my business, and it really, really improved my business. And I was able to, create a lead flow, and I would get appointments all the time, and it's really built my business on the back of, $2 to $5 million homes before I started selling more and more expensive homes. But I can tell you, it's a really great book. If you're looking to scale, especially a job that it's like in sales, it's a great book. And, when someone teaches you something like that, it's hard for me to have a hard feeling towards them. I know a lot of people are saying he's a scammer, So far, I haven't seen any, he's won all the lawsuits. So again, do your own due diligence. I've never done any due diligence on his companies because I would never be a, limited partner in any deals, as I would want to have the excitement to myself and do it. But it is what it is.
All right, so Grant, front door, entry.
Okay, let's talk about the wow factor. As soon as you walk in, you're going to get a great wow factor. You got 3 windows opened up, ocean right up front, decent volume. Again, I'm comparing it to other Malibu properties. This property actually has one of the best volumes I've seen. You get a decent ceiling heights and very open layout. It definitely grabs your attention right off the bat. Good start.
You got a nice formal seating area here. You got a really cool space around the corner. Can you show us?
Yeah, come see the movie theater.
So
we have not used this. We thought we would use this all the time. I have not used this one time.
Really?
Okay, very cheesy. What are these covers on the lights? Super, super low end. The carpet, the couches, the lighting. This is not up to par as to a 40 or 30 or $80 million home whatsoever. Very poor movie theater.
Really cozy space, and you went all out. A carpet, plush couches,
This is not all out. Come on, Enes.
lighting, recessed lighting.
Yeah, much different than it was. It needs a little more art. I'm a big art guy, so I love art. We have not used this room at all.
Really? Like, why you didn't want to use it? Is it the ocean views and how relaxing the front end of the home is?
Like if I never get away from that over there, that's the movie right there. The ocean, not only does it relax me, but it reminds me that it's all right to be me. Meaning that because I'm always going, and the ocean never stops ever.
Told you. It never stops. Again, I don't consider being this close to the ocean as a relaxing experience. I would kind of describe it as a lot of motion, a lot of energy, motion, which he's also agreeing with, and he's correct.
Formal dining room?
Formal dining room. I got a big chandelier coming in here that basically is a bunch of fish swimming.
I don't want to skip by that room.
This room, dude?
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah.
This room?
I want to make sure everybody sees all the details,
So this is a dream.
This is a very small wine room for, again, a $40 million house.
These are champagnes over here. Cigar humidor. I got a bunch of my favorite Cuban cigars in here.
Amazing.
It's great to get up close and personal with someone like Grant in the private setting of his home. He might seem like a nice laid-back guy, but he's actually a fierce real estate investor and entrepreneur who built multiple companies and a $5 billion portfolio around his real estate ventures, 10x growth conferences, and educational courses.
So we have an education business that we've done about $1 billion or $1.2 billion. Well, I threw away $200 million, but $1.2 billion.
So here's the kitchen. It's a separate room, but it's a very large room. Again, you're considering you're on the beach. This house is pretty massive for its location. Most of these houses are much smaller than this. And you get a very, very good size dimension with good setbacks between the island and the counter. And, simple, white. Again, the art is off. It looks a little empty. It doesn't have the warmth. It needs a little bit of accents to kind of make it pop a little bit more. But, he's in the process of fixing it up. So I'm not going to give him so much shit.
I see 10x branding everywhere, not just in your conferences. I feel like it has become part of your branding. What does 10x represent?
10x was a discovery I made in 2008 when the economy crashed. I went from having some money, some net worth, to 2008, literally I thought I was going to lose everything. We had a baby on the way. I was embarrassed that I'd put my family in this situation. I didn't have anything to do with the mortgage crisis, yet it pulled everything with it. It was like a,
everybody got affected.
Dude, everybody. It did. Didn't matter who you were. So I went and sat in my office and said, how did I do this? Anytime I have a problem, first thing I look at, after blaming everyone, I look at what did I do? The one thing I didn't do right was I kept hearing this thing, too big to fail, too big to fail. And I'm like, bro, they're telling you, be too big to fail. I was too small. I should have scaled. I needed to be bigger. My wife says, well, what are we going to do different next time? And I'm like, and when she says, what are we going to do different? That means she's going to be the cheerleader and I'm going to go do it, right? And, which is cool. I need that partnership. And I said, next time this happens, I will have 10 times the debt, 10 times the assets, and 10 times the companies. Today I owe $2 billion. I don't have 3 companies, I have 17. We have 100 times more people to talk to, at least 100 times, maybe 1,000 times, a bigger audience. And we're in 25 verticals, not 2. So 10X basically is scale. You got to get big. You don't have a choice. If you want to survive on this planet without worrying every second of every day, you got to get big, or you got to get a partner. You got to be with a partner that's ready to scale.
Your location is arguably some of the most expensive zip code area in the United States, if not around the world.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, everybody knows Carbon Beach.
Billionaires Beach, and there's a reason for that. Tell us some of your neighbors.
I mean, you know, I'm the little guy here, so I'm the punk on the street. I mean, Kanye's down the street.
Kanye's not on Billionaires Row, he's on Malibu Road.
Wilson's down the street, Milken's down there, like
David Geffen,
like, I mean, these are legends.
There's a reason why they call it Billionaires Beach.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Billionaires Beach because I don't value it highly at all and have very good reasons for it. First, you should note that the positives about Billionaires Beach, there are 2 main ones. One is its proximity to LA. It's pretty close to LA. It's convenient for, you know, having a weekend home. And the other element is the fact that it's got Nobu on the beach. So there's a best restaurant in Malibu is there. And, you know, it's kind of a scene where you can go eat and be seen, whatever attracts that type of, you know, potential buyers. But there's plenty of negatives. One being the fact that you got commercial real estate next to residential real estate. As I said, Nobu is a restaurant. There's a restaurant. There's multifamily. There's apartment complexes. And it's never exclusive or ultra luxury when you have commercial property right next to residential. The second element is the fact that most of this beach is a wet beach, meaning you're very, very close to the water, especially where Grant Cardone is. In fact, water goes all the way, you know, under his property. He's going to talk about it later in the video, and that's a major negative. The other element is the fact that you have PCH, the main artery, on the other side. And to me, that's never zen, because you have cars driving 50, 60 miles an hour. You're worried about your kids opening up and boom, getting hit by a car. And then on the other side, you got the ocean coming in, creating that noise. That's just not a beach vibe to me, right? It just, the energy is not there. Now, the fourth element is that it's a very busy beach with people, where beforehand, like maybe 10 years ago, when Larry Ellison started buying properties on this stretch, and they started branding it as Billionaires Beach because it was much, you know, a lot less expensive. At that point, there were a couple easements that were blocked, and, you know, regular folks, you know, the civilian population couldn't really access the beach. But since, you know, they filed lawsuits against the city and created major easements where people can go. So a lot of times when you would go, this beach is very busy, and you got people, you know, camping and, you know, have tents, you know, whatever, umbrellas right in front of your property, which makes it, you know, the whole privacy issue goes out of the window. So I don't value it highly. I think it's branded, and whenever you brand something, it's just you're trying to hide something away from it. I value personally Malibu Road Beach and Broad Beach significantly higher over the Carbon Beach.
Thanks,
So this is the family room?
So this is a great space, by the way. Look, it has a nook. It's a very large room. This is when it's okay to kind of create that separation between the kitchen and the living areas, because you have the space. You're telling a different story. You're introducing a different vibe. I love the space. I think the ceiling heights are really good. Again, the furnishing and the decor is really low, but it seems like they're just moving in and they're in the middle of a, you know, move in. So, you know, we're going to give them some leeway there, but it has a lot of potential to bring warmth and some small accents that would really make the space pop. You know, they haven't done that yet.
This is one of the family rooms. There's 3 family rooms.
This is your kitchen.
Yeah, this is the kitchen.
I think you guys did a fantastic job here.
This was green and ugly and like.
So again, he paid $40 million and he had to redo the kitchen. So again, I don't think he got a good deal. We'll get back to it.
I could have taken it to another level. I'm not going to live here long enough for these people to tax me.
What is the purpose of this house? Are you trying to sell it down the line, or
Well,
you thought it was a good deal and you bought it and you're enjoying it now?
I know it's a good deal. Like, I know real estate. I've never missed. I know what I know, and I know, you know, if I don't sell this for 80 million, then I'll buy you whatever you want.
All right, let's stop it right there because it's nowhere even close to 80. I would say he's lucky if he actually gets anywhere close to 30 million for it. In fact, I used to have another video for Grant Cardone and he commented on it, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a full video on it. So let's jump into the numbers, okay? I'm gonna go to California, then Los Angeles County, 90265. Here's the zip code. So this is a website I've created. It's the first residential real estate site that uses AI to give you buy and sell signals. And as you can see, we have a strong sell signals. It takes 30 different housing indicators like supply, demand, price cuts, unemployment rates, mortgage rates, forecasted mortgage rates, and it gives you buy and sell signal with a degree of confidence. So as you can see, right now we're in a buyer's market and we're forecasted to be 3.3% more of a buyer's market by November of this year. So things are not getting better, things are actually getting worse, okay? Again, it's a seller's market, and I can tell you in the really high end is hurting significantly in LA because mortgage rates are really high. So personally, I would not pay more than, you know, 29 to 31, 32 million dollars for Grant Cardone's. If you really need that many bedrooms over there, you're gonna have a hard time to find a location like Grant Cardone. But he's literally the last house, almost the last house in Carbon Beach also. It's like, you know, like you back in the day, you used to go into a nightclub, you will have like, you know, you put the hot girls first and all the guys get behind, and like you're the last guy and they kind of put the rope behind you. He's that last guy. It's just not an ideal location because you're really far away from Nobu. You don't get any sand up front. That's actually pretty rocky in front of you. And you're across the street from a fire station. If like the noise of PCH wasn't loud enough for you, you needed extra noise to, you know, spice things up. Again, I think he will have a very hard time finding a buyer anywhere close to 80. I would value it around, you know, 29 to 32 million, in that range right now.
Even in a bad market, and somebody could pay me 100 million for this.
You said about
That's so BS. No one's gonna pay him $100 million.
first time you saw this property, you're like, I gotta have it.
Yeah.
When you dabble in real estate and when you spend years analyzing properties, whether it's commercial and residential, you start building an eye and sense.
You know, like, I have this vibrator. I have this thing inside of me. This like.
Wait a minute. Did he just say he has a vibrator inside him? Let's listen to this again. Hold on.
I have this vibrator. I have this thing inside of me. This thing that goes off when I want.
Wait, how is this not clipped all over the internet? Somebody clip this. This is hilarious.
And I've looked at billions and billions without. I own $5 billion. This is the gift that keeps on giving. This ocean constantly, 24/7, 365, never takes a day off. It always
It's a negative, guys. That's a negative.
delivers a sound to me. It delivers motion to me. And
That's the point. It changes all the time.
Creativity, bro. It's endless creativity. Like, it's always redoing it.
Look, he enjoys it, and God bless him, okay? He's figured out a way. He actually takes energy from it. God bless him. But you would really have to create that muscle in your brain because you won't have an option. You have to love it. Otherwise, it would drive you crazy. I know people who've bought a house oceanfront and they've gone so mad. They've done like triple plate, like different glasses, trying to stop the sound of the ocean because it was driving them crazy. And again, so power to him. He just, you know, take it in and he's taking energy from it. But most people, I would say, would be pretty annoyed by it.
This beach down here, for instance, if you would have been here 4 days ago, this was all sand.
Sand.
All of it, all the way to the point.
It changes and moves, and
The sand moves. The ocean's so powerful, right? I mean, look at this view. It's sick, man.
So this is like the worst part of the beach. If you zoom in the middle, it gets pretty wide and you can kind of see commercial properties here. And he's not the only one. Like, for example, Dr. Dre has bought this house that right next to it, it's this piece of land owned by the Sterling family that could be developed into an apartment building where they will look into a lot of windows into the property, and he can't sell that property. Again, it's a very tricky beach. It's really new money coming to LA would buy over here. old money would never buy over here. They would require a little bit more setback, a little bit more land. You know, they wouldn't really require full-on ocean view like this because it gets pretty boring at nighttime. When you come out here at the middle of the night, it's just all you see is black, right? There's nothing you would see. So there's no views at nighttime. Where to, if you position yourself where you get a little bit of mountain, a little bit of hills, a little bit of city lights, or looking back towards LA, right? Then you have a more dynamic view, which I value it more. The only thing over here you have is beach access, but the beach is just, you don't even have any sand. You can't lay down. You know, there are way better beaches, as I said, in Malibu than this.
This area right here, I mean, you could seat 10 people there easily, put in this big fireplace, which you need this during the wintertime. Even most summer nights are cool here.
It's just an experience to sit with fire and
yeah,
just
dude,
enjoy the
have a
views.
glass of wine out.
Like, this property is looking into your property. You have no privacy either. You know, you're very close to your neighbors.
And then look down at this 75 foot.
Now this is the value.
I couldn't build this if I wanted to. I couldn't get it approved.
Tell everybody about Coastal Commission and what kind of nightmare you have to go through to even build something.
If you could get this approved, if you could and you couldn't, it would still take you 5 years.
That's one of the reasons why you probably saw immense amount of value in this property, because you can always change the color palette, you can fix the siding.
Yeah, exactly. You can do that. You can always paint. You can change the house. You can't change the location, and you can't change the bones.
Tell us about the caissons. I know a lot of people are going to watch this and be like, you're literally above the ocean. How is this pool even sitting here?
Well, half the day we're over the ocean. So
Did you hear that? That's, first of all, not even talk about erosion, okay? The water is hitting the foundation of the property, creates noise, and it gets really annoying.
and
With the tide changes.
we got caissons that are going probably 100 feet that are massive, this big. You don't feel one movement in this house.
Straight into the granite.
But you hear the noise.
This was closed off right here.
Okay.
So it closed the yard off. So we just basically added some steps here
To almost like connect it to the main
connect
deck.
the two. This was
Amazing.
grass. We e-paved this so that people could come out here and sit. The grass was cool, but
So now notice there's a property right next door that it looks like, you know, a hobbit's house, super old stone, weird property, but it's, you know, decent sized lot where someone's going to come build a property there. And he's right about how long it takes to build in Malibu. It would take you a solid 5 years. And that's a major negative, being right next to a property that is really a teardown. At some point during your ownership, you're going to deal with 5 years of construction on a weekend home or a vacation home that you're going to have, which is, again, a major negative. You should consider your left and rights on your vacation home for sure, because it just defeats the whole purpose if you go there and there's construction.
and then
You have additional parking there.
yeah, additional.
This is actually pretty handy for if you have parties and stuff. So if you don't want people to come into the property, you can bring them through side door. Good setback from the neighbor also, which, you know, eventually is going to develop. But, you know, the fire department is right there, right behind those gates.
Parking or bring in a food truck, whatever.
I love it. Now, Grant, there's one thing about you that I really admire.
Look at the PCH rate. Look, see how fast cars are driving right in front of your property.
Family man,
Yeah.
your daughters, your wife is always around you.
Yeah.
You guys are working together, having fun together. And when you were remodeling this house, which has been a big project for you, 5
Yeah.
months, I saw that they were always around you.
Yeah.
There are videos of your daughters washing the deck, working with
Yeah.
you. And I can tell you really take pride in that.
We were doing this project. I involved them. When I got to wash this and I want this to be clean, I give them a hose and I give them a broom and teach them how to work. I mean, if people don't know how to work, they're not going to get along very well in life. School doesn't teach you that. And so, like, even this bar, like, they don't know anything.
This bar is really weak. Again, it's they just you know, you got court counters with tile background. This is not giving me $40 million vibes whatsoever. You really needed to have some stools. You should have incorporated something more interesting. Again, this is really cheaping it out on the bar.
Sabrina helped me particularly on picking that tile in the background. She feels, particularly Sabrina, because she came out here so many times with me, feels like this is part of her house. Everybody had something to do. Elena helped us pick out the furniture in the house.
This is a great room, you know, and I love the fact that he gets his kids involved, and, you know, he's a real family man, and I really admire it. But again, you might want to have your daughter involved at one level, but, you know, overseen by options that the interior designer gives you, and she can pick between the options and put the palette so she can actually learn about interior design through a mentor and actually become a really good interior designer. But again, the location of the bar, the quality of the bar is really cheaping out the rest of the space. And it's so sad. In this frame, it's the only pop I see, right? The rest is very boring. The furniture is boring. The arts are boring. There's not like, it just, I'm not getting the beach vibe, right? Like, yeah, okay, we'll buy white furniture. Everyone does that. How about like a colored pillow instead of those black pillows? Something to bring it live, right? Maybe some flowers, some patterns, right? You can spice it up a little bit, give it kind of that relaxation vibe, because you're not going to get relaxation from the street. You're not going to get relaxation from the sound of the waves or the fire department for that matter.
A lot of people watch our videos. They aspire to assets, properties, yachts like this.
And they should.
What would be some of the advice that you would give them?
What I would recommend to people is, like, number one, lock in that success is important and finances are vital. Like, you need money, and you need a lot of money. Number one, you need, whatever you think about money, you're wrong. And I'm telling you you're wrong because you ain't ever had any money or been around anybody with any money, so you shouldn't be making any decisions about money. It's crazy to me how many people make decisions about money and never had any, and never had anybody around them that had any money. So most of the people that say money won't make you happy and it won't do this and it won't do that.
You know, he touched on a point that I want to take a little bit farther. Most people who buy their next home, they're upgrading, right? So if you live in a, let's say, $1 million home and you come across money, or if you saved enough money and you want to jump into a $3 million home, let's say, okay? Your expectations and your eye and your taste and your palate is not developed yet for the $3 million home. Everything that you will see in that price point, you'll be like, amazing, it's better than what I have. And that's the wrong mindset going into a $3 million home. You really need to study properties that in that bracket to really get it. And it's the most common situation where I see a lot of mistakes, because most people are upgrading, right? The $5 million guy is upgrading to a $10 million, and he just doesn't understand the $10 million bracket. For that reason, I just opened up the channel membership where you could come, request the property you're planning to buy, and I can help you out understand and make you understand that price bracket, what you should look for in that bracket. And let's say if you have a, whatever, a house that you're trying to sell in this market, you're having a hard time selling it, I can tell you what your real estate agent wouldn't tell you and give you feedback on it. It's very reasonable, and we'll do live streams and live stream members only chat, and we can, I can help you directly solve your real estate problems.
All right, let's go check out the second floor. Grant is letting us just tour this level. Laundry room is on this side.
Super clutch having a laundry room, and a very large laundry room on the second floor. Very, very useful.
2 bedrooms here, 2 bedrooms on this side facing the ocean. I want to start with these bedrooms first. Obviously, we have the same hardwood floors also here. These rooms are extremely spacious. The fact that this house is on the sand.
Look, you can see the fire department right there. Very good sized bedrooms though, I have to say. And the fact that you have 2 stories, double wide lot, so you got plenty of bedrooms looking, and living spaces all looking the other way towards the ocean. That's a positive, right? Not that many houses on the beach have that, and this is certainly a positive.
And you get bedrooms this size in Malibu is actually quite rare.
Why is it quite rare?
Real estate is so expensive here.
Was it because the
so
houses,
expensive?
Is it because the houses are older? They kind of have smaller rooms?
Well, this particular one was built about 15 years ago. Thus, they got these massive rooms and this big blueprint approved. And if you want to build another house here now, you wouldn't be able to get this size. And that's why it's shocking to me that you have bedrooms like this. This is some of the smaller bedrooms also.
Yeah.
He's right about that. Again, this is a very good size bedrooms. And first of all, he has 7 bedrooms, he said, which is amazing. And he got great volume as well in most of the bedrooms. Most bedrooms in Malibu, are just much smaller and don't have the same volume as this property.
King size bed, desk here, built-in closet, comes with a full bathroom. You have marble floors, beautiful shower design with this colorful tile, which is kind of fun.
This is not $40 million caliber whatsoever.
Beachy, you have the vanity here.
That's, again, the finishes are, not expensive. None of these finishes are ultra luxury.
Now, let's go to the other side. so we can check out the second one. By the way, off of the landing, you have this cozy seating area.
Fantastic. I honestly think you would spend a lot of time in this room. This is amazing, and for two reasons, because the sound of the ocean and the sound of the PCH will be blocked. And this is kind of a sad moment, really. If you bought your location for the ocean and you have to come to this room, upstairs landing, which I think this room would be probably the most used room in the whole property, it's a sad thing about the property.
It just looks very cozy. TV on this side, some built-ins, and I really appreciate the skylights here because technically this is the center of the second floor. Thus, bringing natural light here through skylights is a good call. Nice space. Come on. Second bedroom starts here. Same hardwood floors, another king-size bed, desk setup. These bedrooms that we just toured are front-facing.
Fire department facing.
Great volume. I really like the bedrooms. All right, let's come back to the landing. Again, seating area here. Now on this side, we have two ocean-facing bedrooms. Let's start with the one on the right-hand side. This is why living in Malibu is so special. Where can you open up your sliding glass doors, which I'm gonna do now, and here, ocean. Look how incredible this is. Let's go outside.
It's an ocean property. What did you expect? To see the jungle? Of course you're going to see the ocean. If you get a beach property, you're going to see the ocean.
Each one of these bedrooms that we're about to tour have their own balconies. You can literally see waves rolling. Look at our views on each side. It's pretty amazing. You have a pergola above. And I really like that design of this home. It's very minimalist, you know, very clean. Not that much furniture or accessories. It's just very clean, and I like the lighter color palette too. Desk setup here, built-in closet, full bathroom on this side.
Again, very underwhelming finishes, way below par. The light fixtures, everything about this is not even, it's touching luxury, but not even at the luxury level, let alone ultra luxury. So for him to even mention or throw out the $80 million price point, no one in their right mind would ever pay $80 million in this market for a property like this, because you just didn't pimp it out, right? Like you really cheaped it out on the finishes, and you had a chance to remodel. Not job well done at all. It's very weak.
Now let's go check out the bedroom on the other side. Pretty much the same layout. We have the closet here, full bathroom on this side.
Again, very like, I mean, this could be a 2-bedroom apartment in Encino, right? Like this. There's nothing special about this bathroom or finishes.
More of these ocean views. Gets a balcony as well. It's pretty awesome. Back to the landing. This is the main staircase. This is the landing for that staircase. Glass railing throughout. 3 additional skylights. And then we have these double doors opening up to the primary bedroom.
Boring. Just plain boring. Great volume again. Great space. But he hasn't spent any money on the furniture. I mean, what is this black and gray? It's the beach house, and he started to go with dark marble. Again, just very poor interior design, very poor finishes. You know, have this kind of a Cape Cod-ish shingles outside that you could do so much with, and it's fine to go white and poofy white, you know, couches and everything, but downstairs, but you got to accent that, you got to balance that. And upstairs is just a black bed. Are you serious? Black couches, gray couches? What are we, like an office building? Horrible interior design. Amazing volume for a primary.
This is our bedroom. This was a wall right here. So this was 2 rooms, and we just killed this, made this a big space.
Good move. I mean, to have a primary this big is clutch in Malibu.
Love this space.
I love the lighter tones and how minimalist you guys designed this space.
I don't want a lot of stuff around me, dude. I do a lot of stuff every day. I don't want to do a lot of stuff. We're not even moved in here. Like, you don't see any art on the walls in here. So I got to figure all that out. That's why I'm telling you, these homes are terrible purchases, because they take so much energy and creativity.
True.
But
you're in a place to be able to do it. And
I can do it now. I can do it now. But I waited long enough. I'm 64 years old, dude. Like, you know, most people buying a house when they're 34. I waited so I could buy the stuff I really wanted. But this deck right here, this is stupid, bro. You cannot get this anywhere in Malibu. This is irreplaceable real estate right here that I'm sitting on.
It's insane. You hear the waves. Your views are just some of the most iconic views in the world.
This is not the most iconic views. Come on. Like, first of all, the beaches in California are nowhere close to many other, from Hawaii to even Mexico or the Caribbean or Seychelles or even Mediterranean. None of this is iconic. An iconic view in LA would be a view from Malibu, Pacific Palisades, looking back on LA with the Queen Necklace view, the beach with a little bit of elevation, about 50% water, 50% city. So you have that attractive night, light twinkles along with the ocean view, and you can see the stretch, the strand, the beach. There's nothing iconic about this location or this view. You could have it anywhere along the coast.
Then I can pop right over here. I'm in my gym. This was a double office with a big door right here. We removed the door, open this up, turn it into a gym. I got my bike, I got my HyperMax Oxygen 10X health system. This is 900 liters of oxygen. I consume that at least once a day.
And I gotta say, I've been in a lot of homes in Malibu. Grant, this is not normal. These rooms are like oversized rooms.
Dude, they're big.
You don't have this.
No.
He's really butched it. I mean, he could have probably added, gone with the finishes that would have elevated this property, but I would say to majority of the ultra net worth individuals, they would look at this and be like, I have to gut it to do it to my taste. He just didn't do the lot justice. He didn't do the volume justice. He took value off the property by remodeling it in the way he's done, because it's, you buy one of the biggest, most grand properties, and then you furnish it and you choose finishes that are appropriate for a high-end condo in Encino. Not the right move.
You have these smaller, cute bedrooms because real estate is so valuable.
Yeah.
We're walking in, this house feels like a suburb home, but it's right on the ocean and the most expensive beach in Malibu. Amazing.
It's not the most expensive beach in Malibu. There are more expensive beaches in Malibu than this beach. Again, new money will gravitate over here because they want to be seen in Nobu, not the old money. There are plenty of other beaches that are more exclusive, way bigger lots, better views, better separation. There's plenty of them. This is not the best beach.
Yo, I miss the bathroom. Elena's bathroom is phenomenal. Again, you make a lot of mistakes, and this is why I tell people, man, leave homes alone while you're building a business. Wrong tub, wrong size tub.
Your shower looks good though.
That's her shower.
Some somewhat of an okay marble, but again, he doesn't know what he's doing in residential. As experienced as he may be in commercial, he's just kind of he's never even purchased a residential property. He just admitted himself where he's not experienced his domain and his first purchase, and they're making a lot of mistakes by choosing the wrong finishes for the property, where you can't freaking buy a Ferrari and drive it like a Fiat, right? You can't put hubcaps on a Bentley. If you go that way, you gotta go all out, right? You gotta go all out. You gotta go with its strength and actually play your card that, yeah, I have the best location, we're bluffing over there, but then you back it up with your finishes to get that big number for a sucker who will move from out of town and come over and fall for the location and the branding, and then boom, you let it go for 80 million maybe, right? If they don't have an advisor like me.
This is her closet. Her closet's fantastic.
Great space. Again, it's very hard for you to find this much space in Malibu, and again, you had that card because let's say a big family, their families are very wealthy people who have 4 kids, right? And they really need the bedrooms, and just by default, a lot of the small ones will fall off the list, right? And then they're kind of forced to buy the house right next to the fire department, right? Because they just need the space. And then you just cheaped it out on your finishes. Bad move.
So again, we're not moved in here, and we probably will never be.
I was gonna say you kind of partially use it.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, one of the benefits of having a house like this, you get to use it sometimes for yourself, What's next door?
Next door is my bathroom.
Oh wow, big closet.
In Malibu?
Yeah.
This is, most of the time, this is what you see. Maybe one of these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
So much space.
This is the shower and bathroom, and it's an awesome bathroom. This was all done the way it is.
Great, you gotta tell me.
Poor. Again, the cabinets are poor. The fixtures or the mirrors. These are finishes you would see in a condo. This is not what an interior designer would pick for you.
But this is the first time I'm seeing this. What is this?
Yeah,
dude. What is this?
Go ahead and get in
This
there.
is the coolest
Get in there.
hot tub Or like a bathtub.
Okay, this does not give me Malibu vibe. This is either a cold plunge or a hot tub. It looks like, you know, for a very old person who's like, you know, a handicap and they need a hot tub and like some medical thing that they would need to use. Such a horrible thing to put in your bathtub. You've just killed the vibe. Killed the vibe completely.
Don't turn that off. Don't turn that off. This is crazy. Why you went this direction? I'm just
Even Enes is like, what the hell are you doing?
curious.
This was already in here.
Really?
Guess what? It's so big that it was so difficult for them to move it out, so they just kept it in.
Okay.
Is that cool or what?
That's super cool. I would keep it too.
Yeah.
I would not keep it.
That's the bathroom. Welcome to my bathroom.
How does it make you feel now that you're in a position in life that you can own real estate like this and you called it yourself? It's not necessary.
So this is the property I was telling you guys. You see, this is a total tear down. Again, doesn't have much sand at all. And this, by the way, could be an easement to the beach. There's a good separation, but this could eventually be beach access again. But you don't get any sand, so no one's gonna come this way. This is, again, half of the day you can't even go on the beach because the water is, you know, right under your property, and that's a big negative.
What's next for Grant Cardone?
And my goal is to take the next 10 years and become someone that no one knows the old me.
Okay, this is a prime example of someone moving from out of town, not knowing the exact location, not having an expert to advise them exactly what it is. Because if you call a real estate agent and say, I really love this house, help me buy it, they're not going to tell you, no, it's a bad purchase. 99.99% of agents would tell you, oh, it's an amazing home, right? And they will help you buy it because they're not going to cut themselves off their commission. And then you don't buy the right location, and then you buy property and then you try to fix it up with finishes that are below par to the location. It's just how big mistakes in real estate happens. And again, I don't value this property as much as he paid for it right now. And I think if he tries to put it on market for sale, he will find out about that. But if you think this house is crazy, this is one of the most viewed videos in my channel. Check it out, and I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.